This is the first poem that I ever read at a poetry open mic, and it is Women's Issues 1, and it is called Too Far. When he met me, he told me I looked like Kim Basinger, long blonde locks. But as time went on, I knew I wasn't her, and I could never be her. I was never good enough, or thin enough, or pretty enough. So I got a perm, I straightened my teeth, I bought the Wonder Bra, but that wasn't doing the trick. So I decided to exercise. I used a stair stepper, and then I ate rice cakes and wheat germ, but I wasn't thin enough. I only dropped 20 pounds. So I decided to go to the spa. I soaked myself in mud, I wrapped myself in cellophane, I bought the amino acid facial creams, but I knew they didn't really work. So I went to the doctor, and I got my nose slimmed, and my tummy stapled, and my thighs sucked. I thought about getting a rib or two removed, you know, like Cher. But I figured my ribs, they've got to be there for something. And hey, that's just going too far. Like too far. But you know what crazy things a woman do? I think we saw a couple where a portly guy and a woman in insanely high heels who were seeing her like in pain trying to take steps, and was like, look at this crap that you're just to look good for somebody that's around that's not gonna do the same kind of things to, you know. That was the point of that one, sorry. I'll end this with the first poem I ever wrote, but I will, in the meantime, go to a poem that I wrote, as spooky as this was. After traveling around the country by car with someone, I wrote this poem, but it coincides with, I happened to write this poem 3 days before I happened to be in a car and was almost killed while stopped in an intersection and was in the hospital for weeks, which makes it really spooky, but it's just foreshadowing, and that has nothing to do with it, but it's just weird to think that one. This one is called Fantastic Car Crash. And our life is one big road trip now, and we set the cruise control and make our way down the expressway. And most of the time we're just moving in a straight line, and the scenery blurs. There's nothing to see. But I know what's inside of you, and I know what you're made of. There's no such thing as a calm with you. You are a fantastic car crash. You stop traffic in both directions while the delay grows and the gap grows while everyone slows down to stare. Everything shatters with you, you know. It's a spectacular explosion. I try to duck and cover as metal flies through the air. And every time you leave the scene of the accident, I'm left picking up the shards of glass after the accident. And you know, the glass from those windows breaks into such tiny little pieces. They look like ice. It takes so long to pick up the pieces. And even though I'm careful, I'm still picking up the pieces, and I'm still on my knees. And the glass cuts into my hand, and the blood drips down to the street. Think of this as my contribution to this fantastic car crash that is you, that is me, that is us. As I pull the glass from my hands and I wave my hand to the line of traffic. Go on. Keep driving. This happens all the time. There's nothing to see here. I'm going to pick weird ones, and I'll do an ending with a first poem that I ever wrote. It was published in Read magazine, kids book, which is so funny. And my mom helped me with what a manatee was, because I didn't know because I was 9. This is called Under the Sea. I'd like to be under the sea to watch the fish go swim. I'd like to squish a jellyfish and then let go of him. I'd like to grab a soft-shelled crab and take him for a walk. I'd like to hurdle over a turtle and teach dolphins to talk. I'd like to see a manatee and then go play by him. I'd like to do all of these things. If only I could swim. Thanks.